Jacob Cortez, also known as the Cool Cub, is now an NCAA champion after beating the Mapua Cardinals in 3 games. His best game was in Game 2 of the finals, posting 21 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. His Game 3 performance was alright with 8 points and 8 assists, but let's not forget that Jacob actually suffered from cramps, hence limiting his game, but still he went home as a champion. So let me share some of the cool things that I saw from Pong Ducanes' Twitter. San Beda is the first number 1 or number 2 seed to win the NCAA Men's Championship in the last 23 years. And the second one, first time to happen in the same year, the champions of both the UAAP and the NCAA Men's Basketball lost Game 1 of the finals before going on to win the championship. You could say it's destiny that San Beda won, but now that they have finally got off the monkey off their backs, which is not being able to win a championship without an FSA, now comes the biggest elephant in the room that people were brushing off the entire season. And that's, should Jacob Cortez push through with moving to Salle? But before that, we need to see the two sides of the coin, which is, what do you think will happen if he decides to stay with the San Beda Red Lions? Well, with players such as the Kalimag brothers, Bismarck Lina, Penny Estacio, and Brian Sajonia, among many others coming in for Season 100, they have a legitimate shot in getting that back-to-back title, and doing it in Season 100 of the Grand Old League will just make victory even sweeter. Guys like Jomel Puno, James Payosing, Yuken Andrada, and the rest of the core will be there as well to defend the crown. There's also that legacy of not being associated with his dad anymore, since that's what he always wanted from the beginning, which was to make a name for himself. Take for example this Slam article made by Yoyo Sarmenta. He stresses that he's fine being mentioned in the same breath as his dad, but he does find it tiring when he's being boxed into that. Nasanay na ako, he says. Coming into every interview, alam ko na i-mention yung dad ko, but I'm not tired of talking about it. It's just parang nasanay na ako and I just wanna make my own name. Even when I'm watching the games, yung mga replays, even my family, relatives, they're tired. Whenever I hold the ball, they're gonna say, the son of Mike Cortez. Ganun. Jacob started playing high school basketball in LaSalle Green Hills, then transferred to UST for a brief while, then ultimately landing with the Red Lions as they were the college program that took a chance on him first. You could say that he owes it to San Beda on why his career has taken off in the first place, but that's not to discredit the body of work that he has put in to be in this position right now. Once again, staying with the school from Menjola gives him more separation from Mike Cortez and be the face of the most popular and successful program in the NCAA. Let's now talk about moving to LaSalle. If Jacob does indeed move to LaSalle, he will first have to serve a 1-year residency before being eligible to play 2 years in the UAAP. A small concern that I have here is the downtime while he waits to play in the much more popular league, as they say. He's at the peak of his collegiate career, and moving to Taft might slow down his momentum a little bit. Just a little bit. By the time he enters the UAAP in Season 88 though, the first thing that came to my mind is if Kevin Kiambao will come back. If ever DLSU wins or does not win the title in Season 87. Him staying though will lessen the pressure on Cortez as he tries to get acclimated to the better competition in the league. At this point of the timeline, Season 88 could be Mike Phillips' last year also. It will not be the same core of players that we saw in Season 86, but more or less a new one. LaSalle's basketball program has always been strong in support from its alumni throughout the years. So them recruiting for players that will fit the team will not be a problem. So I'm confident they will be able to surround Jacob with players who will buy into Coach Topes' system and those who can complement Cortez's skill set. Now, if you look at the guard depth chart of the Green Archers right now, barring any moves or changes throughout the years, they will have Joshua David, JC Macalalag, Prince Alaw, Ethan Alian, and Santi Romero. It would be safe to assume that Jacob will leapfrog those guys for the starting spot if you consider the pedigree and body of work that he has accomplished. When it comes to playing time, that will not be an issue for Jacob unless Joshua David or Macalalag turn into the second coming of Evanelli or Mark Nonoy. What the league also provides is a lot of exposure. Make no mistake that since the UAAP have the more talented teams, it's obvious that scouts from all over the Philippines and in Asia will be much more focused with the players who excel here. Notable names such as Kiefer and Terdy Ravena, Kai Soto, RJ Abarrientos, SJ Belangel, Juan Gomez Deliano, and Carl Tamayo, and even Dwight Ramos all came from the UAAP before taking their talents overseas. Now, being part of the Green Archers program come with a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. It has always been a championship or bust kind of mentality, and that will stick with Jacob until he delivers a crown to DLSU. If he does not win anything in his 2 years in the UAAP, the comparisons to his dad will be even louder compared to what he usually hears within the walls of San Beda, since this is De La Salle after all, the place where Mike Cortez won 2 championships. Seeing the body of work and what kind of a person that Jacob Cortez has done though, I believe that he'll be up for the challenge that comes along with being a Green Archer should he decide to move to the green side. Whatever his decision may be, he's still a champion at the end of the day and ultimately knows what's best for his career moving forward.